properly and your body is working overload. Okay, so your demand of the oxygen is higher and your oxygen consumption is less. So I will put this whole COVID system under the light of oxygen demand and supply. Understand it. Forget about all the information. It is very simple. It's an oxygen supply chain, oxygen demand and supply. Okay, so that's, keep this information in mind. I will come back to later on this. I want to create a basic information about it. There is so much rumor going on, like, okay, China has created this virus or America has done this and that and all those kind of stuff. No. In our microbiology, we have a database. You heard about the word called biodiversity. Okay. Biodiversity means like all kind of like, it's a data of all the species present on our planet. So now it is confirmed that coronavirus exists for a very long time. The first time coronavirus was found in 1930 in a chicken. Okay. So chicken was the main source where we found the coronavirus. But this coronavirus exists in many animals, not only bat, right? So in the news, like what people are highlighting, okay, it's a bat. It's not like you have a bat, you have like a pig, you have like chicken, you have like so many animals which carry the coronavirus. Now here, what happened when people claim this is the virus coming from bat? So there's a survey of a lot of bat species, and yes, now it is confirmed that this coronavirus exists, the form exists in a bat. Now what happened, it is mutated, that's what we all learned. So in bat, they do not cause disease. It's a host, it's a primary host. Like us, our body is primary host of so many bacteria and viruses. In our body, we have so many kind of bacteria and viruses, which is not causing disease to us because we are the host for that virus. So virus is living in the symbiosis with our body. They're the parasite with us. Okay, so we are helping the virus, virus is helping us. That's a kind of mutual understanding. So the definition of the primary host is that virus never create any kind of disease into the primary host because that is their home. That's where they live. Okay. So in this case, it's a coronavirus from the bat. The name of this virus is SARS-CoV-2. You have to remember this. The name of this virus is SARS-CoV-2. Okay. In 2002, we have the SARS virus, which is considered SARS-CoV-1. Okay, the CO means corona, V means virus, SARS means acute, like severe acute respiratory syndrome. That is number one, this is number two. So SARS-CoV-2 create the disease. The name of the disease is COVID-19. COVID-19 is not the name of the virus. COVID-19 is the name of the disease which is caused by SARS-CoV-2 virus. This is, we have to understand. So now the whole focus is on SARS-CoV-2, that how to stop SARS-CoV-2 to spread. So whatever measurement is taken by the government, administration, among the population, our focus should be learning more about SARS-CoV-2. Whereas the hospital workers, those who are infected with like SARS-CoV-2 and developed COVID-19, it is more about curing them, treating them. It's a treatment going on. So the medical system is focused on COVID-19. Okay. Medical system is dealing with COVID-19. But what we are told that keep a social distancing, wear the mask, do this, do that, is to protect ourselves from SARS-CoV-2. So idea is everyone is learning about COVID-19. The healthy people don't have to learn about COVID-19. COVID-19, the disease, when you are already infected, when you are already hospital, there are so many hospitals around the world, doctors are working round the clock and they are taking care of you. Okay, that's because you are already have a COVID-19. The main risk is this SARS-CoV-2, how long it can multiply, how many people it can keep infecting. That's the question. Okay. So question you need to ask is an interesting question you need to ask. In 2003, we had this SARS epidemic. Anyone of you know how many total number of the people got infected around the world? That is very interesting. Okay. Then we heard about the MERS virus, Middle Eastern Respiratory Syndrome. How many people got infected around the world? That's where the information lie and people ignore it. In SARS disease, all around the world, only 8,000 people got infected. Only 8,000. But we made it a big news. Okay. In MERS, only 2,500 people got infected. Only 2,500 people got infected. But it's a global news. Okay. That's where we are wrong. So we cannot compare this particular disease with the SARS and MERS because here it is in millions and millions already infecting people. Whereas the SARS and MERS didn't do that. So we are not talking about how many people are dying. That's a wrong calculation. If more people get infected, even the 1% is a mortality rate, you have millions of people will die. Suppose if 20 million people got infected, 1% of 20 million is much more than 20% of 8,000 people, right? That's what one has to understand. Is it clear?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm trying to give the severity of this virus, which no one is understanding. In the time of social media, this is the most dangerous virus who is replicating, spreading like anything. It's crazy. It never happened before in the recent past. Now the question need to ask, what is inside this virus which helping this virus to replicate and spreading so fast? Okay. So this is the first thing you have to understand, right? That this is the virus around us is spreading, is a very high degree of spreadability, you can say. It is spread very fast. 1 person can spread to 3 person, 3 to 9, 9 to 27. This is its model, yeah, exponential model. Whereas the other SARS virus, say influenza virus, we all heard about influenza. Influenza is a very deadly virus. But what is the limitation of influenza virus? That one influenza virus can infect only the one patient. One influenza patient cannot infect 2-3 people. That's how the virology we work on, why certain virus can infect only one person and why other virus can infect more than one person, right? So the spreadability is based on how many people one virus can infect or one infected person can infect. So in the past, most of the viruses, I take like the best example, influenza, one influenza infected person can infect only another another healthy person. And then that healthy person got infected can infect another healthy person. So it's a linear 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1 like that. In this case, what happened? One person is infecting 3. Then these 3 person infecting again 3 each, 9, 27. So it's going like this. It's going really exponential. This is the first part, okay? Why they are spreading so badly. The second part is, this is the first virus where the virus is inside in your body. Which one? SARS-CoV-2, okay? It is inside your body, but you are absolutely healthy. It is not showing any kind of symptom. So here we don't have to get confused in terms of whether it is infecting you or not infecting you. You have to understand in this way, in a very simple way, there are certain people, a large number of people, this virus is inside their body and they don't know. They think they are healthy. And fortunately, all their family members are also healthy. Okay, that is a kind of under carpet mystery going on, and that was the reason we were not able to detect so many people, because there are so many people carrying this virus, they don't know, and they are also infecting their people in the family, but all the family members are absolutely fine. When you have every family member, those who are absolutely fine, how come you will think you have this COVID virus inside you? Then you are like a normal people. Then you are going to restaurant, you are going to cinema hall. So here we have to understand the first situation step by step. So there's a large number of people who are carrying this virus inside their body and have no symptom. These people are everywhere. So we are not taking precaution with them. So the major spread is happening because of these kind of people. Because the people, those who have developed symptom, they are quarantined, they are isolated, they are in a hospital, people are tracking them. But what about the people we cannot track, right? So that's where this disease is spreading. So Hong Kong is a very good example that when Hong Kong, we track every COVID-19 people, they try to manage to control it. Why? You see some good habits. Hong Kong is a very rare country in the world who are wearing the mask from day one. Okay. The mask became a very big issue around the world. At the initial stage, people say, no need to wear the mask if you are the healthy person. As per the microbiology theory, that's wrong. It's a precaution. Whether you are healthy or you are not healthy, it doesn't matter. Mask always help because it can protect many kind of particles to go inside your body. Okay. So we have to protect our body from like getting outside particles. Now, what exactly happened? At the initial stage, we didn't have a social distancing in Hong Kong. I like to give the example of Hong Kong so you can understand. We didn't have a social distancing. All the public transportation was on. Cinema hall was on. Restaurants was on. And the people were going there. What is happening during that particular time? This virus got opportunity. Maybe say 100 people were carrying this virus. And during that time, it is spread among 10,000 people or 20,000 people during that particular time period. So how this happened? There's a lot of studies at the initial time we have done. How long this virus can survive out of the body. The nature has created a lot of protection mechanism. And one of the best protection mechanism is the virus cannot survive longer outside of the body. Virus need a host cell. If there is a no host cell, virus cannot live longer outside the body. So in other virus cases, within 2 to 3 hours, the virus die because if they don't get a host, they die. Now in this SARS-CoV-2 virus, this is the first time it's happening. This virus is alive 4 to 5 days or even 7 days, 8 days. We don't know unless more and more research will come out. But we know for sure, like at least 3 to 4 days, they are alive out of our body. Okay. It means if you are not even coming direct contact with the infected person, you have to imagine a scenario. You have to imagine a scenario that you went to a supermarket A COVID-19 infected person went there and did some shopping or grocery, right? They pick up some fruits, pick up some vegetables, they touch a lot of surfaces and everything. Now, this all surfaces is contaminated by this particular virus. Unfortunately, if the cleaning is not done properly, the virus is remaining there for 4 days. This person has gone. Now, all the healthy people keep coming in and doing the purchasing kind of things. They're touching the same vegetables and the fruits. Now, you have to understand there's some human behavior in the habit. How many of you, suppose buying an apple, you pick up an apple and in one go you buy that apple? You never do that. People have this habit, like they will look one apple and nice or not, they will put it back, they will pick up the another one, put it back. This is one of the habit in purchasing, the raw vegetable purchasing kind of things, where we pick up, we don't buy, we put it back. So whether we have a COVID-19 or not, this is the most unhygienic place right now as compared to anywhere, is the fruit, food, and the vegetable market, where people are touching this raw material and putting it back. So many people's hands are touched so many things. Okay, so that's one surface. What is another surface which most of the people touch? When people are traveling into MTR, they hold the rail, right, up there, or they're holding the rod or something, like some support system. That's the place people are touching, and so many people touching again to that. The third one is the escalator, the rail, the side rail of the escalator. People touch it. So many people touching it, no one knows. And then another one, the button inside the lift. Though we see that there's a plastic sheet and this is disinfected every 30 minutes or 1 hour, we are not sure. We are not sure, like, means whether it is disinfected or not. So these are the places where we are touching, and we don't know how many people are touching before us. So every day, every human being are touching some surface which is touched by at least 100, 200, 300 people. That's what we have to understand. Very simple thing, very basic, but that's the reality. From there, the virus is coming inside you. Mask, why mask is saying? Because it is in the air. This virus is staying in the air at least for 3 days, floating. So wearing the mask is very important, whether you come in contact or you don't come in contact. There is a category of the different kind of masks. If this virus is really there, the sponge mask and the cloth mask is not working because it can penetrate all the large particles. So if you really want to protect, we don't have to go for N95, but we have to go to the surgical mask minimum in order to protect the particles transferring from outside to inside, and vice versa, this kind of thing. So that's the role of the mask. Why asking washing the hand? Because we are touching so many surfaces. So the only way you want to make sure that despite of touching so many surfaces, the virus should not remain on your hand, the only way is to wash your hand again and again. Okay. So the government is not explaining you like why you should wash your hand again and again, but they are saying wash your hand. The reason, what I told you right now, every one of you touching the surfaces so many times that it's 100% guarantee that all of us touching something which may have contaminated. So wash the hand. Now there are 3 things came up which clean the virus or kill the virus very fast. And one of the name I want to give you, it's a 0.1% sodium hypochlorite. That's one of the chemical well proved. It's called 0.1% sodium hypochlorite. The sodium hypochlorite is a household bleach. So when you go to a shopping, Watson or Welcome or Parkin or whichever shop, there is a household bleach you try to read this thing, 0.1% sodium hypochlorite. If this is there, this particular chemical is doing the good job. It's killing the virus immediately. The other thing is 62 to 71% of alcohol. So if you have any sanitizer which contains 62 to 71% of alcohol, can kill the virus. So these are the two confirmed information we have, and that's why everyone is saying, doesn't matter wherever you go, whatever you do, you just use this two bleach or sanitizer to disinfect your home, or sanitize your hand, or sanitize your wherever you are living, all those kind of things. There's a lot of other precaution also. So this is the part of the virus. Did you understand this? Like why it is spreading so fast, right? Yeah, can you raise your hand so at least I know, understand, like means people understand it, what I'm saying.
Yes, we understand.
Thank you. So this is the reason this virus is spreading, so because everyone has to ask this question. Like SARS, we all heard about it. People are giving the example. All around the world, they infected only 8,000 people. MERS only infected 2,500 people. So we cannot compare. It's a huge, this one, right? You see what happened in Europe, what happened in America. So we have to ask the question, what happened where we have such a low number in Hong Kong? Korea has controlled it. Japan is controlled, China is controlled, but Europe and America is not able to control it. This is a question, right? We understand they have the better technique, better everything, but they are not able to control. So today what we have to see, we don't have to see what is the total number of cases in Hong Kong. If you really want to track this virus progress, you have to see what is the total number of cases around the world today. So whether the total number of infection is going down or staying flat or keep going up. But if you see the history, what happened, that's where the mystery going on. This virus in one go didn't infect the whole world. It's a traveling in the phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4 kind of thing. So phase 1, like, okay, there's a China and certain part of the things. By that time, the America and Europe was like very happy people like that. Then the phase 2 came very big way into the Korea. And after Korea and Iraq, if you remember all those kind of things, that's how exactly happened, right? When it was in Korea and Iraq, then other country, Europe was still very well. When the Korea, Iraq started subsiding, the Europe started picking up. Then we started talking about Italy. People started talking a lot about Italy. We were not talking about Germany, Sweden, and other places, Italy. But then Italy, then we started hearing about the Spain. We started hearing about the France. So you see the pattern. And when it was going on, America was still very nice. And then once it entered in America, then you see what is happening. The same thing is happening in India now. So it's a stage-wide process. It's going like a step 1, step 2, step 3, like that. And it have destroyed all the myths. Okay. People say, okay, when the temperature will go high, it will kill itself. Right now in India, the temperature in many places is 40 degrees Celsius, and it's still spreading. So one more research, very confirmed research, I'm telling you, our scientific community have done it, and it's a confirmed research. We boil this bacteria at a temperature of 60 degrees Celsius, and it still is not dying. So there's no way that we don't get more than 48 degrees Celsius in any part of the world. Okay, so temperature may slow down, but it's not going to kill it. So one thing you have to understand it, many viruses, they can survive at a temperature of 180 degrees Celsius. 180 degrees Celsius, we call the hydrothermal vent. Hydrothermal vent is a certain kind of like hot springs inside the ocean, or you get a lot of in Taiwan. It's a sulfur vent kind of things. Very hot water comes out, the smokes comes out. The temperature there is 180 degrees Celsius. So certain virus survive in 180 degrees Celsius. And the same virus can also survive in sub-zero temperature, means in Arctic and Antarctic, where the temperature is -0. So that's what you have to understand. There's a lot of virus. They have a very big range of survival. They don't survive with a narrow range. So temperature cannot do anything to them. Just think. Another very important thing is, which was not explained very properly in the media, but that's exactly happened. Somehow this virus love the glass, and they stay in the glass for 4 to 7 days. And that's what exactly happened in many places around the world. The bars were open and the people went to the bar. They used the glasses and the glasses were not properly disinfected. Washing with soap will not help. And stay on the glass, and through glass, it transmit from one person to the another person. So whether people say or not, the research will come, the data will come, but one of the data going on, like how many people got infected through drinking in a bar, because the glass is one of the very attractive surfaces we found about it. So there are 3-4 surfaces on which this virus loving it, they are surviving it very longer time period, and then we all use. So on the currency note, the papers, and that is why we are saying this time, please do the digital transaction. Don't take the notes, currency notes. Don't do the cash exchange, because when you go to the ATM, you are taking the note currency. You don't know who touched this currency. Okay. And many news is coming, like if you try to disinfect the currency and you destroying your currency because it may react with the paper. So the idea is more digital transaction, less paper note at this time is very important. So I cover a couple of very important points over here. I cover about disinfection point over here. Yes, another important point which I want to cover is, which you are hearing a lot, and then can relate to the relationship of social distancing. How this virus is spreading, okay? So right now, this virus is spreading from person to person. So that's there. But not many people got infected from person to person. So the second mode is, this virus is staying in air and on surface for 3 to 7 days. So the surface and the air is another one intermediate biggest transmission kind of medium over here. So when you don't see people, I have seen many people say, okay, I need a fresh air going to Ripples Bay. Many people getting fresh air, walking outside. You don't know how many people or how many these viruses are in the air. This is the problem. They have to understand this. Okay, so that's where we are catching the virus. So there are so many smart people, those who are not wearing the mask. So my request to you, all of you, please, please, please wear the mask. It's very important. It is for you and it's for the community. It's a basic norms to protect from the virus. So surface intermediate kind of things. Now you heard about like isolated spread and community spread. So in Hong Kong, we were lucky. We never gone into the community spread. It was stopped at an isolated spread. The definition of the isolated spread means you are getting few people from some places, you are getting other people some other places. You never got like hundreds and hundreds of people like from one particular pocket. Okay, that's never happened in Hong Kong. So Hong Kong was lucky into that. In other country, that's what exactly happened. Community spread means one person got infected, symptom is not shown. While the symptom is not shown, he infected the other person infected other person. So by the time the infection came out, already 100-200% got infected. That's what happened in most of the cases, right? Because the incubation time period, of this virus on average is 5.2 days. Okay. So definition of incubation period means once this virus go inside your body, on an average, it takes 5.2 days, means 2 days to 10 days to show the symptom. This is the common knowledge. But with this virus, some mystery is coming up. Some of the virus even showing the symptoms after 14 days. Some of the virus showing the symptoms after 21 days. Some of the virus showing symptoms after 1 month. This is the most random thing happen where the scientific community is confused, so we cannot come up to any conclusion. It's a very diverse data, right? It's coming like so much, so we don't know. That is why many country has a lockdown of 14 days first. Then again increasing for like either 9 days, 14 days, or 21 days. So what happened, there's a criteria that we assume that if anyone is infected, the symptoms will come up within 14 days. If it's not coming up in 14 days, it may come up in 21 days, right? So in some places, they are having lockdown for 14 days and then they are extending for 21 days. So 21 plus 14, we are spreading over 1.5 months. So if we go into the lockdown or social distancing for 1.5 months, we can confidently say that we are not removing the virus, but we have slowed down its process. The countries, those who are not following this particular thing, there's no way we can control the spread of the virus. Okay. Why this social distancing? Because virus need to get a host. So virus is in the air, virus is in the surface, and when the people are not going there, virus don't get a host within their time period of survival, the virus will die there. So social distancing is nothing but we became the weapon to kill the virus. We don't provide them the host. So more we stay at home, more we wash our hand, more we maintain all the hygiene. What we are doing by this, we are not providing the virus as a host. This virus is everywhere. They are desperately looking for the host. The moment they look for the host, you get the host, it's inside your body. So when you don't provide them, they die. Okay, that's the only way. Very simple science, not rocket science, we can combat with them. This is the same related to the question in the restaurant. The food is coming. From where they are buying the raw material for the food, how they are cooking the food, what is the kitchen hygiene, what are the surfaces, we don't know. So right now the recommendation is just to maintain absolute hygiene. It's very important to maintain absolute hygiene. Okay, you have to be suspicious about everything. The best policy today is not to be a lenient, but to be suspicious about everything. If you are more suspicious, you're more careful. Okay, what we say in a scientific language is a leakage. You don't provide a leakage in your system, because if you have a leakage, virus will come through that leakage inside you. Okay, so you have to block all the leakage so virus cannot come to you. Okay, now coming to the people, you have a lot of elderly people at home, people with a lot of diseases. I want to name few diseases. For example, the disease like irregular heartbeat. Many of you heard about irregular heartbeat. Many people have irregular heartbeat. Many people have a fatty liver. Many people have diabetes. Okay, blood pressure, kidney transplant. These are the people at a high risk. Why? Go back to again, when the oxygen is compromised in the body, this organ affects very quickly. Okay, so the whole idea is either it's a single organ failure, which is like a lung, or multiple organ failure. Okay, but in both cases is a lack of oxygen. That's we have to understand. When there's not enough oxygen, the heart get enough pressure. And one of the symptoms mentioned, a breathing problem. When you feel breathing, what is the meaning of breathing problem? That your lung is not able to take a proper oxygen. And when your lung is not able to take proper oxygen, the immediate effect is going on your heart. Heart is getting load. Okay. So every organ is connected with each other. So the best idea is, I can give you like one exercise over here, and let's do that. We are going to hold our breath. Like we take a deep breath and we can hold it, and let's see like if we can hold it like more than 30 seconds. Okay. So we go like, take a deep breath, like, and hold it. Don't breathe. When I say release, then only release. So when you don't breathe, you see there's a pressure started building up. You become uncomfortable. Okay, this is a very simple thing you have to understand. There's uncomfortability is there. Okay, you don't breathe, the pressure will start up, and one time you just cannot hold things. You leave your breath. Okay, just relax it. And when you relax it, okay, just relax, let it go. So you breathe again. Okay, so what you will feel, the moment you leave your breath, suddenly your body becomes very comfortable. So that's the thing. Always remember, our whole body, the survival is the game of oxygen. With this oxygen, the another most important part is the iron. Because the blood is made of hemoglobin. The role of hemoglobin is to carry oxygen. And the most important part of the hemoglobin is iron. So whether you have a good nutrition or bad nutrition doesn't matter, but you must have the iron definitely right now, because the iron can save, and good health, lung capacity can save. So in today's time period, I think like all of you, beside taking the hygiene, must practice every day a breathing practice, a deep breathing practice. Because what happened, like if you do the breathing practice, you allow your lung to expand and like work properly. You clean your lung. Okay. People are take the hot water. It's not because of the COVID-19. It's a basic practice. You clean your, like the lung, the pathway are clean. Okay. There's no mucus, no other disease kind of thing. So when you have a good breathing thing, you basically, it's a kind of oxygen therapy. So I use another word. Breathing, people say, okay, I'm doing the breathing exercise. I used a different word. I said, no, don't do the breathing exercise. Every day, do the oxygen therapy to yourself. Okay. How you can do the oxygen therapy? Through the breathing exercise. So when you take a nice oxygen, your body will tell you that your organs are happy because they are getting a good oxygen. Your body can tell you very well. Your body communicate with you. Okay. So that's the two things you have to understand. Now, few things around this, I'm telling you. So one is the zinc, another is the selenium, and third is the magnesium. So right now I gave you the example of oxygen and iron, but beside that, around this is the three items: zinc, selenium, and magnesium. Why these three items? Because in our body, usually we call a nutritional therapy. So according to our science, we consider nutritional therapy or nutritional theory as an old science. The new science is the biochemistry. What is biochemistry? In our body, we have billions of cells. Every cells need to perform their task in an optimal way. So every cell need a lot of nutrient inside to perform their task. So some of the nutrient which we get, we say protein or other stuff like the fat, good fat, and all those kind of things. But these is stuff, you consider that zinc, selenium, magnesium, these are the small, it's like a golf course. So big, you have to walk from here to there. But then you have a golf cart. You sit in the golf cart and then they take you from one place to another place. So the selenium, zinc, magnesium role is to take one nutrient from one place and to drop into the other place. That's their role. They themselves do not play any significant role. Okay, so they actually, what they are doing, they are increasing the transportation of the nutrient inside the body. Okay, so that's what the people do. Another mistake, people think like, okay, I'm eating healthy, but there is a combination. There's a healthy nutrient, but you need a transportation nutrient with the healthy nutrient, which can take the nutrient from one place to drop to the other place. Magnesium is one of the best one. Okay, magnesium do a lot of job. And if any one of you start taking a magnesium, and you can see the difference. Now, beside this, come into the protein. All immune system is nothing. So today, this is very interesting. I'm telling you, this is a little bit technical, but I'm trying to say in the layman language. Immune system is nothing, but it's a protein. It's a combination of protein. So protein is made of 22 types of amino acid. If you all remember this and apply this formula in your life, you can see that your life can change. What you have to remember, the protein is a word, but there are thousands and thousands of types of protein which made by 22 types of amino acid, of which 8 of amino acid we call essential amino acid. 8 means our body cannot make this essential amino acid. We have to eat from outer source. The rest of the things body can make, but this 8 body cannot make. So this 22 different kind of amino acid make thousands type of different kind of protein. So if you have a good amino acid in your body, that's the logic. So I'm just not saying that, okay, eat turmeric or eat this or that. I'm giving you the inside technical logic that if you have 22 amino acid in your body can make all kind of protein and can make the best immune cell, because the immune cell is nothing but it's a protein. Okay, it's a different kind of protein. So now go backward. Where you get this 22 amino acid? So that's where you eat like a different kind of fruits, different kind of vegetables in order to get this 22 types of amino acid. So always remember, we don't eat protein, we eat the amino acid, and amino acid make the protein. Okay, for helping the people, they say, okay, the percentage of amino protein is this much. So protein is a communication word, but technically it's a amino acid. So here I cannot talk so long on that, but you can Google it, or I can help you, like means we can help you to search certain fruits and vegetables which can provide you all these 22 types of amino acids. Okay, we can help you to search certain kind of food which can provide you zinc, can provide you selenium, can provide you magnesium. The idea is there are certain people, those who are a severe lack of this nutrient. Those who are a lack of this nutrient, then only we give them the high dose as a supplement to combat, because then the normal food cannot help this. So this is the thing. There are so many people, the immune system is good. I present in this way, there are many people, those who have a good protein in their body, means 22 amino acids. They're making a good number of protein in their body, and their immune system is very good. So even the SARS-CoV-2 virus is coming inside their body. They are not able to infect the body. So what happened when the virus become weak? So that's the question of antibodies. When the virus become weak, then the immune system creates certain kind of defense mechanism to kill that virus that called antibodies. So antibodies is nothing, it's a protein. So at the end of the day, when you have a weak virus, which is attacking your body, your immune system is responding to them. By responding them, they are creating antibodies. So antibodies is nothing but is a different kind of protein. Okay. So in layman language, we say, okay, we need to create a lot of protein. Antibodies is a scientific language. Okay. But what is antibodies? Okay. It's a nothing, but it's a protein. So protein is actually fighting and preventing the body from the SARS-CoV-2. So the idea here is, you see, like if you summarize all this, if you have a good breathing practice, if you have a good amount of protein in your body, and you have a good amount of certain kind of what we call the transport nutrient, and actually minerals and vitamins are considered as a facilitator. Let's use the word facilitator. So we need a lot of facilitator nutrients inside our body. If we have those kind of things, your body is safe. So beside the hygiene, today, breathing exercise and eating healthy is must. You cannot eat the way you keep eating on a regular days. You have to avoid a deep oil kind of like regular cooking thing. So these are the new adaptation. The question was, one of the question, how long is going to be here? It was here, it will always remain here. Virus is the integral part of our life. Some of the virus become aggressive and they show. So this is the aggressive virus, it's here, it's showing it. But we need to prepare, we need to change now ourselves from the longer time period. We cannot change like, okay, this virus is here, we wait for 1 or 2 days or 1 month, then we get a case 0, and then we back to in our life. No. This will come back again. Okay? Because we are not killing the virus, because this one question is there. Can the person who cure, can virus come back again? The answer is yes, the virus can come back again, because it's a whole game of your immune system. If your immune system get weak, virus will become win. Virus will win again. So it's like a chess game. That how powerful you are. The moment you become weak, the virus will come inside you. So the whole idea right now, you have to be stronger. So how to become stronger? Beside the hygiene, the most important thing, you have to change your food eating habit. We are not eating good. We are not eating something which is really support our immune system. We are not eating something which really detoxify our body. We are not eating something which is supporting our lung or our brain or our kidney, this kind of like a nutrient stuff. So changing of the eating habit is a mandatory now. You have no choice. Why? Because if you don't change your eating habit, you are a weak candidate in terms of your immune system. Because you always have to think about it. Some people say, hey, I do exercise. Okay, I spend a lot of outdoor. Okay, I do yoga. But no, it won't work. You have to tick mark everything. You have to be absolutely perfect in every aspect in order to have your immune system. And the secret of the immune system is protein. And the underlying secret of immune system is amino acid. Okay. So I hope this much is help you out to understand the basic things. Yes. Yeah, I can't hear people, but Veena, I think like this much is a good enough because we are doing a lot of seminars. So in today's talk, I think like this much information is okay. And if anyone need further something to add, you please let me know so I can supplement it.
Yes. So if anyone has a question, you can raise your hand and ask.
Yeah, Manohar, always. Well, Manohar, yes.
Dr. Sanjay,
Yes.
can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Thank you for your continuous community support which you are giving. Your talk is not only interesting, always educational and helpful. You've been talking about the how the history of virus and the prevention and a lot of things before going to hospital. But
Yes.
once the people are in the hospital, how about a cure? Now the vaccination has not been found yet. I mean, it's in the progress. Last time also I raised this issue about the blood plasma therapy. And today again I saw the news, and in India they say is helping a lot. That is the blood plasma therapy. So can you talk about the blood plasma therapy, which may not be clear to many people?
Okay. So what is happening here, as I mentioned, that many people, they have this SARS-CoV-2 virus, but not able to develop the symptom. So that's a scenario one. It means like their immune system very strong and they were not able to infect the body and they have created antibodies. Okay. So this antibodies is a kind of prevented them to create a disease. That's a section one. Section two is some people who have created a disease, means infected with COVID-19. They went to hospital, doctors gave them different kind of treatment. During different kind of treatment, they develop some kind of antibodies, and that is why they recover. Because the only way is to recover by creating antibodies, and then they try to kill the virus, right? So now there are two types of antibodies. One is the people who got infected, hospitalized, and during the treatment, they have the antibodies was created through the treatment. Second, the people without treatment, they created the antibody. Now their blood has the antibodies. So now some experiment went in like that. The hospitals are asking these people to donate their blood. So then we can filter their blood. The liquid part of the blood, we call it plasma. Okay, so this plasma has a higher concentration of this antibody. Okay, so they ultimately, like till the vaccine is prepared, there is an alternate mode of providing the antibodies sorry, against the virus. So this is the plasma therapy. But what is the limitation of the plasma therapy? It is working in a small number of samples, because right now no one is working together. So everyone is giving the report from different hospital, like, okay, what happened in my hospital? So like say, they say, okay, 200 people recover, 35 people recover, 10 people recover, like that. So there's a lot of good news coming up. But in a science, what we see is a bigger picture, that it is also not working in more than 1 million people. So that's how it is. So when the news are coming like, okay, how many people recover? But in science, we also have to see like, is everyone is recovering from it? So the answer right now is not confirmed. Many people are not recovering from it. So this is like a choice of a drug for certain people. It's not an absolute treatment right now. It's not absolute. It's not working on everyone.
Thank you.
It's the same token, this chloroquine. So chloroquine is working on many people, but it's not working on many people. Okay. So that's where the time is. In order to that, I want to add something. In last 2 days, you are hearing about like this vaccine was identified by the Oxford University and all that.
Yes.
And just sharing as like my personal group, my classmate, Dr. Hitesh Malvi, he's a project director of Serum Institute of India. And Serum Institute of India is the one of the first one. They are starting the human trial maybe today or tomorrow. They are the 8 of the major companies, those who collaborated with this Oxford research. But what is about this Oxford research is, it's not about the COVID-19. They have created a kind of a super bug vaccine. Doesn't matter what kind of vaccine comes in, but they have the idea like, okay, this technique can work. And then they think like it is working. Now, unless, so it worked on the animal model. So from today and tomorrow, the test will start and it will take 2-3 months to come to the result. So the people are hoping like, okay, we should get a good result, and especially with the older people. But now the second catch is, what I'm getting the internal news is, even it is good, the vaccine is going to be very, very expensive. So then everyone cannot afford. So that's where the challenge in the pharmaceutical in the long term, the costing is also a part. So it's not only the solution, but is the costing. So unless the low cost costing comes or the government subsidize, there's a long way to go.
But this Oxford University, the lady also volunteer, is not only on animals, which is already 3-4 days ago. And they say so far is working and they are seeing result is still to be seen. So hopefully we'll have a vaccine. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Anyone else, please? Please ask the question. You all got the opportunity. I'm like, I give so much my time to help the community and things. So you have got a good opportunity. This is a wonderful opportunity for you to ask the question. So I can clarify that. So don't be shy. Just please ask the question. And then at least you feel more comfortable.
Yes, and it would be great if you could all show your faces, show your beautiful faces. We can be interactive.
Toilet to clean, no?
Manisha.
Yeah, can I ask something?
Yeah.
Yes.
I wanted to ask, like, one of my concerns while wearing a mask is that I'm breathing back the carbon dioxide which we are exhaling. So how risky is that, or how will it affect my health?
See, that's what we call is like kind of a bad science. Okay. What is the bad science is, here we are dealing with molecules. Virus is a particle. Okay. Virus is a particle and air is a transparent kind of things. So when you wear something, the air will pass in any way. It cannot, because if the carbon dioxide is, again, the way the oxygen built up in the body means there's lack of oxygen, you immediately feel tired, you immediately feel suffocated. Same with, always remember, if you have a carbon dioxide built up, you will get dizzy and you will fall down immediately on the street.
Hello.
Yeah, you will fall down on the street.
Hello.
You have to remember this, that this is only a theory. Carbon dioxide cannot build up in a high density, because when you exhale the carbon dioxide, it's not good enough to kill you or damage you. Carbon dioxide has to have a very high density around you, which depletes the oxygen. Okay, so don't worry about that. It's nothing. It's not a right question. Okay, yeah, it's not a right question. Yeah. Yeah. Anyone else?
Hi, Dr. Sanjay, Prakash here.
Yes. Yeah.
Thank you. Very nice talk. But I need to say that I'm quite more distressed after hearing, because as I understood that it's mostly transmitted by droplets or some aerosol, but you said that it stays in the air for 3 to 4 days.
Yes.
So in that case, I feel that it's inevitable that everybody will catch it. It's just impractical if it's spreading in the air or staying in the surfaces for 7 to 8 days, that everybody will catch it. So in other words, is that what you're saying? That everybody sooner or later will get this disease?
See, that's what it is. What I mentioned, that you have to ask a question like, why the whole world is under lockdown, right? Means unless this virus is in the air on the surface, we don't have to lock down, because we can very easily identify the person who are infected. We can isolate those infected people, and the rest of the world, we don't have to worry about it. But this is the scenario where we don't know who are infected, and therefore where the virus is. So we have no choice but to social distancing and the lockdown. So yes, the logic potential is there's a lot of indirect transmission. Okay, that is why the number is growing so fast. So the whole idea here is, if we keep ourselves away, staying home, we are not giving a virus opportunity to find a host. And that's the only way right now to kill the virus. Okay, so till the vaccine coming up or something is, medicine is coming up, the best way is not to provide the virus a kind of a host. And that is why the request is, I did the 2-3 requests to you. Number one, change your eating habit. You have to eat healthy to increase the immune system. It's necessary now. Hygiene, washing the hand many times in a day. Whenever you go out, you touch the surface, you develop a habit, come back, touch, wash the hand. Teach the same thing to all the family members. Is very important. And inside the home, the social distancing, what is the meaning of that? That even inside the home, don't behave like a normal person. Even inside the home, you have to maintain the hygiene. Why? Because we call it indoor air quality. Some other time I will like to take this topic. It's very important. The title is like learn about your hidden enemies. There are millions of virus and bacteria are living with you inside your home with you, which you can't see them. Okay. This can be fungus, bacteria, viruses. And what happened, the fear here is because no one knows about the virus. So the virus may, if they don't find a human being, they may find the animal and another animal and the biological particle to go inside and survive longer. Okay. So there is a theory that this virus can go inside bacteria, this virus can go inside fungus and stay longer. So there's a lot of like theory here is. So the only way is to have the precaution. Summer is coming up. Summer is very humid in Hong Kong. Make sure you clean your air con. Keep the window open, lot of aeration. It's very important. So house has to be very much aerated. So if the house is not aerated, the chances of density of the virus, if somehow it came inside, become very high. Okay. So these are the basic things you have to follow.
But you said the virus is in the air. So even if we're staying at home and we open our windows, how does that help? So should we be wearing a mask at home, or, I mean?
No, it's not like that. There are 2-3 things what happen. When we say virus in the air, it means like in the past diseases, whether it is an influenza or SARS or other diseases, what happened if infected person sneeze or cough or something, the virus,
aerosol.
Yeah, they come and they die within 3 hours.
So it's
now
not
in this
for 7 days.
Yeah, so this is not, we don't know the real report, but a lot of information is coming that they are surviving for much longer. Okay, so that is why we try to give the scenario that suppose you go to the parking shop and you see no one around you, you feel happy that you purchase your stuff because you are safe. No one seen you. What we are saying that, okay, some infected person visited 3 days before you into that place and contaminated this person. And if the virus is alive, that you can catch it. It's a possibility kind of thing. So there's a lot of possibilities we are creating. And why we are creating these possibilities? Because why the number, you have to ask the question, why the number is so high? Why millions of people are infected? There must be something, right? So the answer is intermediate infection, indirect infection. Infection by the people, those who are asymptomatic. These are the things. So we don't know who are there. So precaution is very important.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyone else? Yeah, don't miss the chance. Like it's good, you know, like it's you because at least you can change something in your life.
So just one more follow up on about the aircon filter which you're speaking about. Do HEPA filters block the virus? Do they catch the virus? HEPA air filters?
Yeah, everything can catch the virus. It's very simple, right? But the question is like whether virus can alive or not. So what is the good news in this whole scenario is virus need a host, biological host, because virus cannot live outside the body, right? So what I'm saying, which is not proved right now, but which is a microbiological theory, that if the virus is not clean and if it has a fungus or bacteria, a different virus can find a refuge inside the fungus and bacteria. So they provide the biological system. If the virus is falling on the surface and virus is falling on an apple, they're not providing the biological surface. They can die if we don't come in contact with. So that's the logic over here. But yes, I want to add one more thing. If you really want to clean your aircon, it is very well known that tea tree oil is very, very effective. Okay, so that oil has a very strong smell, but it's very strong antibacterial property. So you can spray that kind of things on your filter or aircon, or
You can even burn
even
it.
like in your kitchen or other places. Yeah.
Can you burn the tea tree oil like in the like how we have
Oil
the
burner.
oil burner?
Yes, yes, please. Yes, please. It's very, very useful. So that's one of the things you can do is you can add into your mandatory list right now, actually.
How about onions? Many people say that you can keep cut onions in different surfaces and they collect bacteria. Is that true or not?
Yeah, yeah. See, we know like antibacterial. So there's a lot of antibacterial stuff. Here we are talking about the virus. The difference
Will it
between
help
the
with this or not really?
yeah, means it's antibacterial. It can kill the bacteria. But
virus
right
is
now,
different, right?
huh?
But the virus is different from bacteria, so
Very much, very
Yeah.
much. So that is why we use like the very precise word: antifungal, antibacterial, antiviral. Okay, so we have to be defined. Certain things which is antifungal cannot be antiviral or antibacterial. Something is antibacterial but cannot be antiviral, antifungal. So there are different things. So virus is one of the most dangerous one. So we need to find anything which is antiviral. And right now we don't have much about antiviral, despite only thing is to kill them. So I use this word, as I said, 0.1% some kind of chemical, and sanitizer 62 to 70%. I think that's the one thing. There's another thing which men can use very well is the aftershave. Okay. So if every man start using aftershave on daily basis, and even the women can use like aftershave with little bit liquid to clean the face, that is one of the good way to sanitize your hand and all those kind of things. So there are a lot of things available. You go read in the market and see that they should have over 62% of alcohol. That's it.
Okay.
Great. Thank you. Thank you.
May I ask one question?
Yes.
Yeah, because of nowadays in the market, beside the alcohol or the bleach, so many people talk about the far UV rays and also the ozone to clean the indoor air. So is it effective or actually it's only a marketing thing?
See, what happened, like the UV radiation we use in our laboratory. Okay, so in our laboratory, we use a particular kind of chamber to work on bacteria and viruses because we have to contain them in certain kind of area, and this particular area we call it laminar flow. That's the name of the instrument. And when we start a laminar flow, we have a very strong UV radiation inside. So this is the process. We have a two process of laminar flow. One, we keep it half an hour UV radiation on to kill all the germs inside. And after that, when it is done, we spray the alcohol and then we wipe out with the alcohol, the 100% alcohol. That's the process. But now using UV radiation at a home scenario is not recommended because besides damaging the bacteria and virus, it damages the human body cells as well. So it's not like safe for a human body. It can create a further health complication, like it damages the body cells too. So it's very strong. It's only for the laboratory purposes. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
I have a question. How about Indian herbs? How far do Indian herbs help?
See, Indian herbs, what is happening are two things. Like today, I try to focus a little bit. I think like we should do one seminar where people should develop like a good eating habit. Good eating habit means, like, as I said, like antibiotics is nothing but it's a protein. Okay, so we people should know, like, our body, we need a lot of protein, we need a lot of good fat, we need the minerals, we need the vitamins, we need antioxidant, we need adaptogens. So what are the sources for this? So first, I would advise that learn from what kind of fruits and vegetables, keep that because that's the daily eating habit. And then you learn about the medicinal plant of India, okay? I really want to keep that a full topic. And if you want to join that, please connect Veena on that. And right, the medicinal plant is like, we have a very long history of the medicinal plant. And India has done a very good work on the therapeutic properties of the medicinal plant. Now we have a separate government department. It's called Ayush. Ayush department is basically looking after the therapeutic benefit of the medicinal plant. And if I simply want to say a few things about medicinal plant, no one is talking about neem. Manohar was there in the last seminar. I also mentioned about this, Manohar, like neem. Like no one is talking about neem. Neem is one of the very strong antibacterial, antiviral, antifungal property kind of things, right? Neem is there. Holy basil. No one is talking about holy basil. We should talk about holy basil. No one is talking about beta carotene. Beta carotene is like a good for lung, is antioxidant. We get a lot in carrot. No one is talking about lycopene. We get a lycopene in tomatoes. Okay, so it's a very interesting topic. We should have a very separate topic on this, not talking about COVID, but only focus on different kind of herbs, their benefits. So then you can create your kitchen recipe. Okay, and it's good. We can create in such a way that what the children should be doing, what your age people doing, what the very senior citizens should be doing. So we can divide into different categories. We can divide into different categories. Okay. Now, few things like if you ask the question, then I can answer that very specifically if you want to know something about the Indian herbs, because again, there's a lot of too much information in the market. Okay, and too much information always confuse the person. You have to live with the basic information, which is a useful information. So if I say about the basic information, I will say holy basil. In India, we call it tulsi. No one is using tulsi. Tulsi is well known for the respiratory and the lung. Asthmatic people like say. And tulsi tea, what is better than tulsi tea? Okay, so anyone can use a tulsi tea with ginger, garlic, fantastic. Okay, so what happened, like when one person is saying something, we should not follow because everyone is start following the same thing. So in this case, what happened, somehow turmeric become popular and everyone is only talking about turmeric. turmeric alone is good, but if it is a lung related stuff, your carrot and holy basil will help you better than turmeric. That's the whole idea, you know. And then don't forget the iron. I mentioned about the iron. Yeah. So this kind of stuff.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you.
Any more? I think like I try my best to explain in today's context. So if anyone else want to know, I'm still here. I don't mind to answer a few more questions. I'm happy.
Rina, we cannot listen you.
Veena, I can, yeah.
So thank you so much, Dr. Sanjay, for this very educational webinar once again. Like I said, we've been holding seminars and webinars regarding COVID-19 since January 11th, and we continue to do so on preventive health educational topics. In fact, just to let you know, we have a coming up on Thursday at 5 p.m. This is by how to shield yourself and boost your immunity the Ayurvedic way. So we're going to have another speaker come in and share the knowledge. After that, we're going to be having sessions on the 3rd of May, which is celebrating World Laughter Day. So stay tuned of our upcoming webinars. Join us because it is really, Navida Wellness is organizing and hosting such webinars to really educate and also, help the community in one form or the other. So it's whether it's through education, mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, and even socially. So we have lots coming up. Stay tuned. Please do share with your friends, family. Join us. Share the word around. You can also go to our Facebook and like us. So if you go to our Facebook, like Navida Wellness, you will be updated of all the upcoming webinars or seminars that we're going to be conducting in this year. All right. So thank you so much. And
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
we hope to see you.
Thank you, doctor.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Dr. Sanjay.